The mouth tape is in the drawer. The magnesium is on the nightstand. The sleep tracker says 8 hours. The body says otherwise. Here's what the tracker doesn't measure: whether the nervous system actually stopped. Sleep researchers have a term for it: incomplete autonomic disengagement. The brain enters sleep but stays in monitoring mode. Heart rate slightly elevated, muscle tension slightly held, processing slightly on. 8 hours of that is not rest. It's a long pause inside the same state. And the way out isn't another protocol before bed. It's understanding why the system won't let go and what finally makes it.
The nervous system has two modes, and most people know them by name now: fight or flight and rest and digest, sympathetic and parasympathetic, the activation side and the recovery side. What the popular explanations leave out is the third state, the one that doesn't fit cleanly into either. Researchers call it hypervigilance, a partial activation. The nervous system is not responding to a threat, it's anticipating one. Low grade, chronic, below the threshold of awareness. The body goes to bed, but the threat scanning system stays on. Now hear this. During normal sleep, certain physiological markers shift predictably. Heart rate variability increases, muscle tone drops significantly, cortisol bottoms out in the early hours. When the nervous system stays in partial activation, what some researchers describe as elevated nocturnal sympathetic tone, these shifts don't fully complete. The body cycles through sleep stages, but the recovery depth is reduced. Waking up tired after 8 hours is not a mystery. It is the predictable output of a system that never fully crossed into parasympathetic dominance. And the tools that most people reach for, melatonin, blackout curtains, earlier bedtime, address the onset of sleep, not the quality of the physiological shift during it. The gap between falling asleep and actually recovering is not a supplement problem, it's a nervous system state problem. So what determines whether the system lets go or holds on?
Here is where the research takes an unexpected turn. For decades, sleep science focused on duration. 8 hours became the standard, 7 the minimum, 9 the excess. The entire conversation was about quantity. Then, a study tracking 60,000 adults across multiple years changed the framing. Not the duration of sleep, but the consistency of its timing. When people woke up and went to bed at the same time, within 30 minutes, day after day, the mortality risk dropped by up to 48% compared to those with irregular schedules. Same average hours, different outcome. Now hear this. The nervous system is not just a reaction machine, it's a prediction machine. The circadian rhythm is not a passive clock that tells the body when to sleep. It actively prepares the system for the state transitions that sleep requires. Heart rate, body temperature, cortisol, they all begin shifting before the eyes close because the brain has learned when to expect the shift. Disrupt the timing, even slightly, even occasionally, and the preparation doesn't complete. The system arrives at bedtime without the preloading that allows deep disengagement. In Ayurvedic tradition, the concept of dinacharya, daily rhythm, places the sleep-wake cycle as the foundation of all other health practices, not as a preference, as a physiological anchor. The ancient texts do not describe this as discipline, they describe it as alignment with a rhythm that already exists. Buddhist contemplative traditions developed yoga nidra, sometimes translated as yogic sleep, not as a relaxation technique, but as a systematic method for guiding the nervous system through state transitions it could not reach on its own. The practitioner remains awake while the body enters deep sleep markers. What the monk practiced as a form of conscious restoration, modern neuroscience describes as deliberate parasympathetic activation, the same destination, mapped differently. Neither tradition framed this as a sleep hack, both framed it as learning what the nervous system already knows and removing the obstruction. And that obstruction has a name. It's not stress, it's timing.
The protocol that follows from this research is not complicated. It is, however, specific. The first component is timing. The same wake time every day within 30 minutes, not the sleep time, the wake time. The reason is physiological. The circadian rhythm anchors more reliably to a consistent morning signal than to a consistent bedtime. A fixed wake time stabilizes the cortisol awakening response, which cascades into the evening preparation the system needs. The second component is the transition, what researchers call sleep pressure facilitation and what contemplative traditions call the downshift. Now hear this. The nervous system does not switch states the way a light turns off. It requires a gradient, a progressive reduction in input and activation. Most modern evenings do the opposite. High stimulation until late, then sudden darkness and silence, and an expectation that the system will cross into recovery on demand. It rarely does. The monitoring mode stays on because the conditions that trigger disengagement, reduced arousal, predictable environment, sensory stillness, were never provided. The transition window, the final stretch before intended sleep time, however long that feels. Not a winding down suggestion, a physiological preparation. Reduced light intensity, lower ambient stimulation, and a consistent sensory signal the brain learns to associate with the coming state change. Some practitioners use slow breathing. Others use body scan techniques similar to yoga nidra, not to fall asleep, but to begin the parasympathetic shift before lying down. Dinayaya texts describe abhyanga, self-massage with warm oil, in the evening as part of this preparation. Some research on tactile stimulation before sleep suggests shifts in parasympathetic tone, early but consistent in direction. The ancients were not prescribing ritual, they were describing mechanism. The full protocol reduces to two elements: consistent wake time, consistent transition window. Neither requires a new product. Both require understanding why the system doesn't let go by itself and giving it the conditions to do so. And here is the part most people miss. The body already knows how to recover. The problem is never capacity, it's permission.
Here's what this comes down to. 8 hours in an unrecovered nervous system is not 8 hours of rest. Consistent timing, a real transition window, the conditions for disengagement. Those are not hacks. They are how recovery was always designed to work. There's one layer this doesn't fully answer: why some nervous systems resist disengagement more than others, even with the same conditions. The research on individual arousal threshold is incomplete. That question stays open. If something here resonated, subscribe. The next layer is waiting. Inner power, creative intelligence. The practices nobody teaches, but everyone needs.